And so, this is really very simple business model that describes what is the business and how it's done. Everything else is already details, and details are good, but until you don't have the clarity of what and how, the details will make the picture not clearer, but actually more confused. So let's take this Giorgio again. How he did communicate. You see, this one. This was his communication. Sign on the window. Production delivery, easy. He made his pizza there. He didn't buy it from somewhere. And people came to him and were eating there. He didn't deliver to the construction sites. So makes at the restaurant and serves at the restaurant. So production and delivery. And then collection, that's easy. So cash and cards. Here, at your service, is the second tool, where take one each. And during your mentoring, this needs to be filled in as well. And as I said, it can be on paper, but in my practice, I don't use these tools on paper, I use it in my head. So I fill it in my head here. And as we're short on time, we have just half an hour left, so we don't go through these exercises now, but what you also see is that for filling in these, I have made some instructions. So at the end of this seminar at 4 o'clock, I will give you a link where you can download these tools together with the instructions, so that you really can use them in your work. So, and then at some point you have filled this in, it's all okay, there are no holes anymore, you have given your experience to the team, so then it's time to move on. And there is only one more thing really that you need to discuss before kind of letting them out in the real world. They need to understand also the resources that are needed for the business to work. Because every business needs that somebody is doing something. So you need people, you need some other things, so resources you need to discuss as well. I heard the term finansiella resurser. This is the one thing that is not really a resource. Resources typically, who you need people. Somebody needs to do something, at least one person needs to do that. Then you need something that I call other resources, which are not people, which might be chairs, computers, machines, bank accounts. Time is not that one. So these. And financial resources are not really resources you need for business, but financial resources you need to pay for resources. To pay to people, to pay others to buy furniture or computers. So finance is really not a resource in itself. Finance is a means or way to pay for resources. Yeah. And then you see here, you have partners. Why do you need partners? Especially nowadays, it's not wise to do everything yourself. Some things you can ask or buy from other companies that you then call partners. For instance, in pizza, Georgia could have said, I will not do my pizza myself, I will buy it from the supermarket, and I have a microwave here, I just heat it up. So, now, without further delay, we are trying to give them shorter on time. This is the third tool, where together with them, you need to list all resources you need. What people you need to do the business, what machines or tools or factory or whatever you need, and then maybe there is something that partners can do for you. So, and you see, when you have all the three tools, you have all three tools to fill, these are filled in, you have answers to what is their business, how they're going to do it, and what resources they need to make this happen. And really, I think you know several definitions of what is a business model. There is also one that's business model canvas, there is lean canvas, there are other business model things, but they all, in some ways, boil down to three questions. They describe what, how, and resources. So really, if you fill these three sheets, three tools, you have, and they have their business model described. So, instead of sending your mentees to business model courses, through this discussion, through really asking them these questions, you allow them to build their business model together with you in an easy way. Yeah, please.
With a short question, with whom, not resources, but with whom?
With whom you mean the team?
Resources. No. Research, not is a question. Research is item for discussing. Maybe. What, how, and resource. Maybe not resource, but with whom.
I understand your question, yes. Yeah, with whom and with what and with whom partners. Yeah, yeah. Maybe you can put it like this, yes. Good. So, and now back to mentoring. So, this is a business model. You help them build during mentoring, but now the mentoring session. Very often what happens, at least in my practice, is that they come, they have lots of questions or no questions, And then this 1 hour and a half, that is typical session, that goes very fast. And there is very seldom a good result because we have been discussing so much, but there is nothing concrete that you can take it over to the action. And this is why I try to put some structure in the session, so that I start with progress, meaning that they come and they describe what they have done so far. Then I ask them, okay, you described what you have done so far. Now what is your status now? What is the biggest problem you have? Or what are the challenges? Or where are you stuck? And not only this, I want them, but of course that very seldom happens, I want them to come not with the problems only, but already with their plan how to solve the problems. But I really recommend when you do mentoring, every time when you do the session, you underline that, okay guys, I don't want you to come here and talk about your problems. My job is to help you find solutions, and the best I can do is, or if you already have some possible ways as solutions, so we can discuss which solution is better and which is not so good. Then this time will be well spent, rather than just focusing on discussing. And so really I believe, and not all mentors agree with me, but I really believe that this action is important. So I put this taking action as skill number 4. That is very important for me, so that they leave the session with clear action plan, what they will be doing. And this is not, we will discuss more, but this is, you do this, you do this, you do this. So very concrete action. And I feel that if they don't have this, they come back next time and discussing the same things over. So I need them to move forward, and this I achieve only when they leave the session with something concrete to do. So, now let's start wrapping up a bit. We started very early in this seminar, early, 3 hours ago, asking the question, what mentor does and where is the value created?
Почали з того, що ми поставили питання, що ж все-таки робить ментор і яка є цінність того, що робить ментор, яка цінність він створює.
And I would say that this is the mentor's job. Mentor's job is not to solve these problems, because you cannot. You can only help them to find their own solutions to their problems.
Робота ментора, задача стоїть не в тому, щоб вирішувати питання того, хто прийшов до ментора, не ті самі, того, хто приходить за допомогою. А його робота в тому, щоб допомогти йому знайти свої власні вирішення, тобто свої рішення проблеми.
And what really you do as a mentor, instead of giving answers, you do two things.
Замість того, щоб надавати відповіді, будучи ментором, ви робите дві речі.
You broaden their view, because they come with typically very good idea what they want to do. They want to make this candle, they want to make this app, they want to do this and that. But you need to show them that around this product service, there's a broader picture.
Ваша задача стоїть в тому, щоб розширити їхні горизонти, щоб розширити їхнє поняття уяву про той предмет, який вони роблять, чи послуги, чи ще щось. Тобто треба так зробити, щоб вони на це подивились ширше.
Yes. And you see here, this is in the middle, this product service. So you need to broaden the view to the customer side and down here to money-making side. So this is what you do here. From here, here and here.
На першому листочку ви бачите цей подаруночок, і це те, що ви пропонуєте клієнту. От ваша задача в тому, щоб розширити поняття до того, хто буде покупцями цього продукту або послуги, і як на цьому зробити, як це монетизувати, перевести в грошову форму.
And then you go deeper with every component here. You discuss here very deep, you discuss here very deep.
Потім кожний пункт ви з ним проговорите дуже глибоко, для того, щоб максимально описати всі нюанси, всі компоненти цього бізнесу.
So in a way what happens in not one session, it typically from my perspective, like when I'm looking at my many teams, it typically 4 or 5 sessions. What happens is that first session, this is what they have. They come in, they have their product service. We're going to make good ice cream.
Він каже, що зазвичай це відбувається не за одну зустріч, не за одну сесію, а за в середньому 4-5 сесій, 4-5 таких зустрічей відбувається. І от під час першої зустрічі відбувається така ситуація, яка зараз зображена на екрані, це коли людина заходить і в неї є лише ідея про те, що він саме буде робити. Наприклад, буде робити морозиво.
And my job is then to show there is a whole room, and this room is filled with different things.
І його задача показати, що там є ще велика кімната, і в цій кімнаті є ще багато різних речей інших. Крім цього морозива, є ще багато інших компонентів цього морозива.
And then I will go deep, I discuss each component, one by one, going deep.
І він буде потім йти по кожному з них, по порядку, по кожному компоненту і обговорювати дуже глибоко, з поглибленим таким вивченням.
And remember, know why.
І пам'ятайте, що не потрібно задавати питання чому.
Then how? Let's say 6 meetings, 6 sessions with mentees. Where my time goes most.
Він каже, що нехай це буде 6 зустрічей, як вони проходять.
This first sheet, very first, this takes 2-3 meetings.
Перший листочок, там де клієнт, що продається і скільки це коштує, він зазвичай займає 2-3 зустрічі.
Then these 2 sheets, 2 more sheets, they will take like, let's say, 1 meeting, 2 meetings.
Потім 2 інших листочки займають зазвичай 1 або 2, або 1 або 2 зустрічі.
And then of course, at some point, somebody will ask them for a business plan. Is it an incubator, accelerator, maybe they have some finance classes, depends, but somebody wants this business plan.
І потім вони доходять до такого етапу, коли хтось в них питає бізнес-план, який їм потрібно підготувати для того, щоб бізнес розпочався.
And this typically is just one meeting.
І зазвичай це всього одна зустріч.
And in a way, all the finances are easy when you know what to do and how you do it and which resources you need.
І зазвичай вже дуже легко прийти до всіх цифр, все порахувати, коли ти знаєш конкретно, що ти робиш, як ти це робиш і які в тебе є ресурси для того, щоб це зробити.
And then one topic I want to discuss also is that people are different.
І також я би хотів зазначити, що всі люди різні.
And we as mentors are different. We have different backgrounds, we have different what we want to do, what we don't want to do.
І ми як ментори теж різні, тому що в нас у всіх різний досвід. Ми любимо робити різні речі.
And this question is about who you are more. Not that you can be one or the other, but who you are more. Either you are a process mentor or you are a topic mentor.
І тут питання в тому, чи ти, в чого в тебе більше. Чи ти більше ментор, який зосереджується на процесі, або ментор, який зосереджується на якійсь конкретній темі.
I'm process mentor.
Я ментор, який займається процесом.
I have some basic knowledge, experience about all components, but I don't have any deep knowledge of any of these.
У мене є загальне поняття, загальні мої знання щодо різних компонентів, багатьох компонентів, але в мене немає глибоких знань по всім цим компонентам.
But then there are some other people who say that I'm good at marketing.
Але потім є люди, які кажуть, що я дуже добре розуміюсь на маркетингу. Тобто він, скоріше за все, маркетолог, і знає цю тему добре.
And then, if you mentor this team, you should not waste your time and their time trying to mentor them about team building or about pricing, or you say, I am good at marketing. If you have a marketing problem, let's discuss. If you don't, then you go somewhere else.
Тобто в випадку, якщо ви глибоко не володієте маркетингом, а команда прийшла до вас саме з таким питанням, то вам потрібно сказати, що я в цьому дуже добре розуміюсь, тому і до когось іншого, іншого спеціаліста, який на цьому знається.
And then, yes, I already said that at some point there is a need for a business plan. But in these tools, you don't have much numbers, do you? Very few.
Він каже, що потім в якийсь момент приходите до того, що вам потрібно готувати бізнес-план, але з цими листочками на цьому етапі у вас поки що немає цифр ніяких.
And then there is a second stage and second set of tools. The same tools, they get what is called the money part below.
І другий пункт – це пропрацювання з усіма пунктами цих листочків з грошовою частиною. Тобто, як ви бачите, зображена нижня частина листочків, на третьому більша частина листочків. Тобто це все стосується грошової.
But yes, today we don't have time to go into this.
Сьогодні у нас немає часу поговорити.
So, I promised to end at 4. So now we have 10 more minutes.
Я обіцяв закінчити о 4, наші є 10 хвилин.
Let's have some discussion. How do you feel this mentoring as a style, as a, let's say, we could say that mentoring as a teaching style, even teaching business. How do you feel about it?
Давайте поговоримо трошки на цю тему, подискусуємо, як вам поняття менторства. Чи ви відчуваєте, що менторство – це більше як викладач себе поводить з студентом? You said business, you said teacher or...
Yeah, I understand you are teachers. You're faculty. You're teaching students, aren't you? Yes. So, what do you think of using? I'm not saying you should become mentors of your students right away, but what about thinking to use mentoring skills rather than giving them answers, trying to ask them questions?
Він питає, що ви думаєте щодо того, щоб, будучи викладачами, вчителями, застосовувати навички, методи, якими він володіє в своїй роботі. Тобто, замість того, щоб надавати відповіді студентам, задавати їм питання.
So I would like to have some discussion. Is there anything you can take from today's seminar into your teaching practice?
Чи є щось з сьогоднішнього семінару, що ви могли взяти для себе в свою роботу?
There are two points of your practice as a according my experience, I can say that there are two points of working with students. The first, the teachers who gives for students the new knowledge, and we know what it may be necessary in the future, and that's why we can telling about our knowledges and necessity of our knowledge in their future life. But here there is another point. When a student tries to do some work by itself, but at that moment the teacher had to become the mentor, because student must to understand how he can not decide, receive. How the student must solve this problem, and on this step, we must be mentors. That's my opinion about this problem.
I very much agree.
I like the idea for question as a tool for more deeper understanding. I try to do it too.
They don't have a habit of it. But it's very important to try to motivate them to think. It's a very nice way how to do this. Let's just try to do some plan, actually, concrete plan. Letting students make some, for example, some points, some key points, yes. Maybe they detail something and try to find solutions. And the best way for the teacher, lecturer, and students maybe to try to support the ideas and to choose the right best option. For example, in each field of this course, I think it's a very good means to think, to solve the problems, and to find the best solutions to each of them. Even in our academic life with our students, because a lot of them they are actually clever, and maybe sometimes they will have more maybe nice solutions, and they can generate ideas, creativity, how to solve problems, economic, social, and so on. Thank you very much. It's the second time I hear your training, and I think it's very cool for us, and for you. Business mentoring actually, it's not very new, it's really new, brand new course, especially for creators. Thanks a lot for training us here in Bukovel. The territory where we have fresh air and a lot of new ideas.
Good. And if you want these tools, and then together with the instructions, there are six sheets. These blank, and then the same with instructions. Then this is where you can get that. It's PDF file.
Ви можете перейти на вот эту ссылку и получить 6 листочков в PDF-формате. Скачать.
Just one point. So thank you very much for your time and for your training. I just remember at the very beginning you said about attendance and that it should be physical presence and so on and so forth. So I just have one idea of probably adding to what you are saying about. So it's not always physical presence is required for mentoring. Because for instance, at least in teaching, and I think that for business it is also applied because I have experience of more than 5 years of online teachers mentoring and supervisors, online supervisors mentoring, and I never see my mentees because it's specific approach because we are mentors, online mentors. So that's why physical probably it's just some kind of idea or suggestion or that we need to consider new approaches to mentoring and
Perhaps I wasn't too clear and we had time limit. Yeah, I absolutely agree. What really I want to say is that physical presence is easy and then it's not needed.
Mm-hmm.
What is not easy and what is needed even more, much more, is mental presence.
Yeah, mental presence,
Yes.
I agree, because then you were talking about mental presence,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yes.
yeah, thank
And
you.
I do over Skype and everything as well. And what I find is that getting mental presence is easier when you have physical presence. But when you don't have physical presence, it's much more difficult to have mental presence. Especially when you don't see the other. Then the mind goes
But
wandering.
it's possible.
Of course it's possible,
Yeah,
but it
of course.
requires so much more training. It's easier to be mentally present when you're physically present compared to when you're not physically present. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, that's all. I think our next
Thank
activity.
you, thank you.
Пробую, ніхто не кидає нас спати. Кому спати? Давай, це розумна жінка. Я знаю почуття.
I wish you would have it is really one day intensive one day to get through the skills.
I will send you mine electronically.
Okay, great. So yeah, whatever time, keep in touch and probably we can exchange it. Probably if you're there to the place, we could print it out, that would be also have I often visit Spain. How often?
I think for next probably 10 times.
Oh, okay. So you're quite so mainly here in Chernobyl and here or
Mainly in Ternopil. Yeah.
okay, so thank you very much.
I will send you my electronically. And are you in LinkedIn?
Yes, but I'm not very active there. So I'm in Facebook and I'm also there, but not very active. So thank you.
I don't have my card. I have not printed the business card for 3 years. But I will send you my contact electronically. So you get all the contacts.
Do you have your QR code?
No, I haven't.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Честно говоря,
I find to analysis.
Yeah. Yes.
Ні, я не можу це робити, я після що буває. Ну, я віднесу речі.
Actually, discussion.
So and so. As you are a topic mentor, then you need to be a process mentor. You need to know basics in your process. Yeah, I'm a process mentor. I know a little about marketing, about this and that. I don't do anything very deep. So really, this is mentoring for students, university students. I'm not saying everybody can do it, but many people can. It is not something very special. But marketing mentor, very few people. Let's say production mentor, very few people. Pricing.
Шановні, ви всі здали гроші, що хотіли?
Process mentoring, I think very many people can do more than the people think they can. I've been doing this, this format actually, it's 1 day long format. For once it was professors from art academy, liberals, they paint, professors, they paint, students paint. And their students, they need to find work. And one part of the job, as of still, the professors suggest ways how these painters can make a living. So they are doing some business already. They know nothing about marketing, they know nothing about managing. After some days, they said, about how to build business around painting. So what I'm saying is that very many people can do it. And students should benefit. It was very long ago, it was in 93, when have no sociology, master in sociology.
Просто смішний момент. Так, тому що ми маємо перевірити.
And now I'm a
Але
PhD.
ціни вищі за наші. Це перші причини перемалювати різних нас, щоб вони бачили. Ми їх достали, чи що? Потім раптово американський шоп. Вас давай. Говориш, у нас приходиш, а там є маленька така схема, там людина працює на місці. Мені цікаво, тому що я другий головний сайт. Ми близько з ним спілкуємося, в неї багато цих виконань.
I think it helps very much as well. It's a very broad view, different especially medical and finance, security, everything. So we have a very good base to broaden this view for students. To really show them the world. And then how deep you can go, it depends. Some people like medical maybe go very deep, but some you don't go that deep. You ask someone, okay, marketing by comments, okay. So I really encourage, let's say, teachers or faculty to really try this mentoring style. People are really struggling these days to hear a lot of lecture is kind of soon finished. Nobody wants lectures, but then what? So this mentoring is one set of skills that you can, not that you no lecture anymore over this. Mix it. Some group work, some group work, some mix methods. I will send you my contact information.
Okay, you can find me on Facebook.
Yep.
My website.
Yeah, that's correct. I don't do business cards for already like 3-4 years. LinkedIn is my business card.
Facebook.
Yeah. But I will send you.
Here is what's Want to have added to your Facebook everything?
Yeah, that's correct.
And I have sent you hotel. So whenever you're here, you say that. I'll send you the links.
We're staying until tomorrow evening. Then we take train to Kiev. I think Olaf, this is this elite program.
Is it American or something else?
No. Olena, elite has nothing to do with Americans.
Tempus project.
Yeah.
Я просто її знаю Tempus. Ну, програм Tempus.
Yeah. We'll be here until tomorrow evening to take train.
How do you like the trains in Ukraine?
I have.
I mean, you live in Europe, so the quality differs.
We took train once when we came from Lviv to Ternopil.
That was intercity plus. Oh, the usual one.
And then we took back as well. No, that was also the Lviv airport.
Ah,
Yes. The other was this typical.
але вагон люкс.
The other was Lux, yeah. Lux was better.
Of course, you have only 2 people there. But there is, we have some like modern trains in Hyundai. that they go between Kiev and Lviv, and between big cities. So it's like 5 or 6 hours train, and it's easy because it's usual European stuff. You sit and you work, you have Wi-Fi. We have not just
Okay, I think soon we have this full gender.
yeah.
Помочь что-то?
Нет, нет, нет.
Ты перейдешь сам?
Да, конечно, да. Да. Буду если поставить чемоданы, тогда...
Ну, они решили, что как бы помочь.
Да. Нет проблем. У меня вещей очень мало.
А коньяк, кстати, купи.
Вот, хорошо.
Да. Я его в Киев не повезу, ты повезешь.
Да, у меня место есть.
Да.
В чемодане, конечно, все планировано.